Hello YouTube, it's Ryan here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we're going to be doing another haul video for the month of October. And yeah, so I'm going to record as much as I can in one go, and I'll do the second half of it whenever I have time. Honestly, I think I've bought all the comics that I needed, all the books that I needed. It's just about manga. I have one coming in the mail. It got lost, or it got placed somewhere incorrectly, so I don't know if I'll be getting it today or tomorrow. But I still have the weekend to go, so I might end up buying something over the weekend. I think some of my local comic book shops have some sort of Halloween event, so I might go to one of them. So I might end up buying something, but I very much doubt it. But in case I do want to record the manga section last, in case I have any last minute additions. So yeah, today we have figures, we have novels, we have comics, and then manga at the end. There are no light novels as far as I remember. There might be one or two. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, so let's start with the figures. So I bought two of them this month. One of them was purchased at my local Walmart, and the other one was purchased online on Crunchyroll because it was a few dollars off and it had a $10 coupon. And so I managed to buy it for a pretty cheap price. So the first one was this Grand Line Men killer figure, which was awesome. I really like how it looks. I also really like the scale of these figures. Let me pull it out because I already have it out of its box. It's not very tall. It's about 8 inches tall, maybe six to 8, somewhere around there. But it's very well detailed. It looks really good, and it's really nice. This one cost me 25 bucks. I don't know why. One of the local Walmarts near my house, because there's two. The one that's closer to my university had a bunch of random figures for sale, just one day randomly. And I haven't been back to that one, so I don't know if they have newer things. But they had this on sale. Well, they had it for sale. It was not on sale. So it was a normal price. It was about $25, I think, $24.99. And I liked it. It was kind of an impulse buy. So that's why I was willing to spend $25 on it when I would have really preferred to pay like 12 or 13 on it. But yeah, really good stuff. I really enjoyed it. I think it's really, really good. And the reality is that post Wano, or like at the end of Wano, I quite liked Kid and Killer a lot more than I like Law. So I decided to buy Killer. And in order to go with Killer, I picked up this kid figure. So this isn't my favorite kid figure. There's another one in the Grand Line Men series that's better. It's the one where he has his fluffy cape. But that one is not actually the one that goes with this version of Killer. So I bought the one that does. And it just so happened that this one was on Crunchyroll. It had a $5 discount. And I had a $10 coupon. So I did end up getting it for around 18 bucks all told with shipping and everything. So total, I have, what is it, 25 plus 18. So let's say 45 divided by 2 is about, what is that, $20 per figure. That's a little bit higher than I really like, but it's not too bad overall. But yeah, this one is fine. I don't really like the paint applications on the face on my specific edition. It looks a little bit worse than it should. But I think Kid is just an ugly character, but he's just so cool. I really, really like him. So yeah, there's one other thing I do want to mention is that this is supposed to turn, but it's like, well, I don't know if it's supposed to turn, but it's really loose. So when you put it in, you have to pose it and then just let it sit there, and sometimes it falls off. Like if you're moving your figure or something, it might fall off. So be aware of that. But this is a really good figure. It does have some messed up paint applications, specifically in the face. His lips are like painted over with white from his teeth, and I don't really like that, but it's not that big of a deal. From far away, it doesn't really look too bad, and it looks really, really solid next to the other figure I have. So I'll post a picture of what they look like on my shelf now. So yeah. So that's it for the figures. I don't really have anything else. I didn't buy any Legos or Gunpla or anything this month. And I probably won't for a while. There hasn't really been anything that I'm super excited about that's come out lately. So it is what it is. Now let's move on to the novels. And let's start with the digital novels. So I have 3 digital novels. One of them is actually a compilation volume of several novels. It's the Elric of Meldemonet Collector's Edition, the first one. This came out a few years ago. I picked it up digitally because it was like $3. It's the first 3 books in the Elric saga. It's written by Malcolm Moorcock, who's a very well-known author. He is kind of like one of the OGs of what eventually became grimdark fantasy, so that's really cool. He's also more of a heroic fantasy, kind of vaguely pulp-esque kind of writer. If Conan was the quintessential pulp hero, Elric of Meldemonet is kind of like the heroic fantasy anti-hero, and then it turns into grimdark from there, right? So, really good stuff. This is 3 novels in one. I bought the digital version because I wanted to check it out. If I like it, I'll probably end up buying the physical version because I really like collector edition books and I really enjoy having physical media as much as I can. So, yeah, other than that, I got 2 other books. These are both by A.P. Bestwick, who is a writer. He recently started posting on Instagram a lot more, and one of his posts came up on my feed at some point. I think it was a reel, and I realized that I was interested in what he was writing. So I got The Forest of Vanity and Valor, which was $0. It was free on Amazon to buy, so you can purchase it for $0, which is good. And if you sign up for his mail list, you get a free short story called A Lock of Grace and Greed. And this guy, or at least this part of the series of books that he's writing, is about retelling grimdark fantasy retellings of British folktales. The first one, Forest of Vanity and Valor, is a Robin Hood retelling, and that's actually the reel that I got. It was explaining what his series was and what he got around to doing it. And it was pretty interesting, so I picked it up since it was free, and I'm excited to read it. It looks good, and I follow this guy, and hopefully I'll get around to reading his book soon. So yeah, then let's move on to the physical books. So I got a lot of used books, and only about, well, not that many, like 3 or 4. So yeah, the first book that I got, which is actually not used, but I did get it for a discount, is Fallen Star. This is the 3rd book in the High Republic in the first phase, and in specifically the adult novels. There's like 1,000 other novels and comic books and everything else that is part of this initiative, but I'm only really interested in the adult novels, and only mildly. I mean, I like the first one a lot. The second one was a little bit slow, and I'm hoping that this 3rd one is really good. And if I enjoy this, I'll read into the next phase. If I don't, I won't. It's really simple like that. But I don't really like Star Wars novels all that much because they're really good, but they're also not really canon, or they're canon until they animate or make live action shows. And then they're no longer canon if they contradict what happens in the show, which recently just happened with Tales of the Jedi. So I'm just not going to bother with many of them. But one novel every once in a while is not going to hurt me. So I read some of the High Republic stuff. But yeah, I don't know what this one is about. Let's see. Time and again, the vicious raiders known as the Nile have sought to bring the golden age of the High Republic to a fiery end. It has happened twice, so they're not wrong. Time and again, the High Republic has emerged battered and wary, but victorious, thanks to its Jedi protectors. That's definitely true. And there is no monument to their cause grander than the Starlight Beacon. Hanging like a jewel in the Outer Rim, the beacon embodies the High Republic at its apex of its aspirations, a hub of culture and knowledge, a bright torch against the darkness of the unknown, and an extended hand of welcome to the furthest reach of the galaxy. Okay, that's just retelling the basic premise. As survivors and refugees flee the Nile attacks, the beacon and its crew stand ready to shelter and heal. The grateful knights and Padawans of the Jedi Order stationed there finally have a chance to recover from the pain of their injuries and the grief of their losses. Which ones are they talking about? I don't know. Because last book, the only Padawan that lost their master was my guy, Zeph. Right? What's his name? Jeff? No, Seth? I don't know. The black guy. That's on the cover usually. I don't remember his name. This guy right there. And but the storm they thought had passed still rages. They are simply caught in the eye. Martian Rowe, the true mastermind of the Nile, is preparing his most daring attack yet, one designed to snuff out the light of the Jedi. Oh, okay. So I think this is the one where the Starlight Beacon is attacked. I think that's exactly what's happening, actually. And if I remember correctly, this ends in pretty big tragedy, and a lot of people die. And I'm excited to read it. So yeah, it's also shorter than the other two, which is good. Sometimes they do go a little long, but yeah, so there's not much to say about this anymore. I am excited to read it. Then we have some Edgar Rice Burroughs books, and some more Iron Druid Chronicles. So first, we have Pirates of Venus. This is Edgar Rice Burroughs' second or maybe third kind of series that deals with a human man turned into a fancy, fighter person on a distant planet, in this case Venus. The back here says, Carson Napier is bound for Mars, but finds himself forced to crash land on the planet Venus instead. Beneath the eternal clouds, Carson discovers a utopia, a world peopled by the wise and beautiful race, eternally young and perpetually splendid. It's very similar to Mars. But despite their wisdom and horrible danger threatens the fair folk of Vipaya, and at the heart of its lovely princess Dora. Okay, so it's a planetary romance again, whose beauty is as attainable as the evening star, and Carson, having seen her, knows that he has met his destiny. Pirates of Venus. I don't really like this cover all that much, but I don't dislike it either. It kind of reminds me of Tarzan of Gore a little bit, which is cool. There's this woman, very voluptuous woman, so I'm guessing it's a Frank Frazetta cover with this Birdman taking her away. So that's cool. I'm excited to read it. I like Edgar Rice Burroughs stuff a lot, and this is a series that I've never checked out before, so that's cool. Then we have Monster Men. This is a one-shot, single-volume book, and this says, they called him number 13. He was the last and most successful of Dr. Von Horn's attempts to create life out of lifeless chemicals. He's not a misshapen, hideous thing like the Mad Doctor's previous 12 experiments. Number 13 was almost human. He would discover how human when he found the young woman who was Von Horn's unwilling prisoner. So this is Sexy Frankenstein finds a hot girl and defends her from all the other monsters that live on this island with him, I'm guessing. Sounds cool. It's pretty interesting. I do know that it was either American Mythology or the Edgar Rice Burroughs Incorporated website that are releasing a comic book adaptation of this. So if you're interested, go check it out. This is not a very long novel at all, actually. Let's see how long it is. 180 pages. That's good. Pretty standard Edgar Rice Burroughs fare. So yeah. Then we have one last one here. We have The Land That Time Forgot. This is a 3-in-1. This has all three stories that deal with this hidden continent. Let's see. It's also a really old book. Like really old. But it's kind of interesting. If you remove the cover, it has this kind of like faux leather feel to it. I don't know. It's not the normal kind of like basic like paper with nice texture that you find in modern books. So let's see. This was published in 1945, or at least that's when the copyright for it was made. Printed in the US. It has The Land That Time Forgot, which is about 80 pages. The People That Time Forgot, which is about another 80 pages. And then Out of the Time's Abyss. And yeah, I think this was published when the movie adaptation happened, way back in the day. I don't know when though, and I feel like it's not 1945. Should have been like 1970 or so. And there's also some images about the movie, which is kind of interesting. It's cool. And that's kind of exciting. So yeah, I don't know. I bought this because I was on an Edgar Rice Burroughs kick, and I decided to pick up some of the stuff that I was missing. So yeah, let's see. Does it not tell me when it was printed? I guess not. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah. So that's it. The time that land forgot. The land that time forgot, not the time that time forgot. That's kind of stupid. But yeah, there you go. That's the last Edgar Rice Burroughs I bought this month. Then we have Hammered, the third book in the Iron Druid Chronicles. I really enjoyed Hounded and Hexed, so I decided to pick this one up. I do think he fights Thor in this one, so let's see what it says in the back. Thor, the Norse god of thunder, is worse than the blowhard And a bully, he's ruined countless lives and killed scores of innocents. After centuries, Viking vampire Leif Helgarsson is ready to get his vengeance, and he asks his friend Atticus O'Sullivan, the main character, the last of the druids, to help take down his Norse nightmare. One survival strategy has worked for Atticus for more than 2,000 years. Stay away from the guy with the lightning bolts. Very good survival strategy there. But things are heating up in Atticus' home base of Tempe, Arizona. There's a vampire turf war brewing, and Russian demon hunters who call themselves the Hammers of God are running rampant. So the Hammers of God are part of the bad guys that showed up in the last book. The second book deals with a coven of like German Nazi witches, and the Russian Hammers of God characters were these vaguely Christian associated people that were also fighting those witches, but they didn't really distinguish between good witches and bad witches. They just tried to kill everyone, and they managed to get pushed off until this book. So, yeah, despite multiple warnings and portents of dire consequence, Atticus and Leif journey to the Norse plane of Asgard, where they team up with a werewolf, a sorcerer, and an army of frost giants for an epic showdown against vicious Valkyries, angry gods, and hammer-wielding Thunder Thug himself. So, yeah, this is exciting. There's a huge escalation in this because the first two books mostly dealt with Atticus dealing with things in his own turf. This time, he's going out of his own turf to fight this god. So that's probably going to be a lot more difficult to deal with. So I'm excited to read this. It's very, very good. I'm really looking forward to it. And hopefully I'll check out other things by Kevin Harn at some point. Then I was book shopping, or sorry, actually, I was grocery shopping. Not book shopping, although I do go by the book section every time I go grocery shopping. And they had this Brandon Sanderson book for $5, so I picked it up. Here we have Legion, which doesn't have a synopsis in the back. Let's see, does it have it in here? Yes, sir, it does. So, this seems to be some sort of, like, what's it called? Limitless kind of version of a story or something like that. So, let's see. Stephen Leeds is perfectly sane. It's his hallucinations who are mad. A genius of unrivaled aptitude, Stephen can learn any new skill, vocation, or art in a matter of hours. That's kind of OP. That's actually kind of crazy. However, to contain all of this, his mind creates hallucinatory people. Stephen calls them aspects to hold and manifest this information. Isn't there a X-Men character that does this? Or does something similar like that? Wherever he goes, he's joined by a team of imaginary experts to give advice, interpretation, and explanation. He uses them to solve problems for a price. His brain is getting a little crowded, and the aspects have a tendency of taking on lives of their own. When a company hires him to recover stolen property, a camera that can allegedly take pictures of the past, Stephen finds himself in an adventure across oceans and fighting terrorists, where he discovers may upend the foundation of three major world religions and perhaps give him a vital clue into the true nature of his aspects. So, I don't know, that sounds kind of interesting. This book includes 2 novellas. So, this book is made up of 2 novellas. That's interesting. And published together for the first time, as well as a new shocking finale to Stephen Leeds' story. So this is a 3-in-1 book, and it also mentions all the other books that Brandon Sanderson has written. The Stormlight Archive, although this is out of date, I think there's 4 books out now, and this one only has 3. The Mistborn Saga, again, I think it's missing 1. Arcanum Unbound, The Rhythmist, which I want to pick up at some point. Yeah, this is kind of old. But yeah, that's the last book I bought this month, which is really good. I quite like it. So now in terms of comic books, I bought a few digital and mostly physical books, which are right there. So the digitals are Noctera Volume 1. This was for sale for $3, I think. And then I bought 3 different Red Sonja titles. All of these are actually the Gail Simone runs. So I bought all 3 individual volumes because I was looking at the completed Gail Simone run, and I think it was missing an issue or 2. So I picked up the trade paperbacks instead, or the trade paperback ebook instead. And I think that one is the complete run. I'm not sure. Might be wrong. I should have gotten the omnibus, I think, because that would have had extra content here and there. But I don't really care about the extra content. I just want to know the full, complete story. And it really bothers me when some issues are taken out of the continuity because of like legal issues, like copyright and stuff like that. When certain authors decide to, remove their themselves from a project, right? So yeah, Red Sonja, the Gail Simone run, volumes 1, 2, and 3. And that's it for the digital versions. Let's get into the physical stuff. So let's see. I think they're not in order. Doesn't really matter. So let's get into it. First, Onyx. This was good. I liked it. This is actually from what's before September, August. And I only got it in September because of my local comic book shop had to order it for me because they forgot to order it or they weren't able to order it initially. He told me. I'm thinking of dropping this, but I'll give it another issue before I do. Then we have The Least We Can Do, what is this, number 2? Yeah. Then we have Rogue Sun. This one is issue 7. I really like this cover. This one is weird though. It's like a choose your own adventure story. And I do think that they have an alternate version of this that's actually all like printed so that you can open it completely and it follows the story logically, chronologically. But I didn't get that edition because I didn't really care about it. So yeah. And then we have Death Dealer. This one is number 4. Then skip number 5. Yeah, because I didn't buy that. I didn't buy this one this month. I bought this one last month. Number 4 had to be ordered for me because my shop wasn't able to get it for me initially. Then you have Dead Lucky number 3. Then we have Gun Honey number 2. Really good stuff. I love Gun Honey a lot. Can't wait for the next issue. Then we have Siren's Gate. I immediately dropped this. I'm getting rid of this. I don't like it. Mostly because the art style is just really disappointing and the text bubbles are really bad. Just does not look good at all. Starhenge. I had to buy this because they didn't remove it from my list in time, so they ended up ordering it by accident. And I didn't want to be an asshole about it, so I just bought it. I don't want it though. I will get rid of it at some point. We have Titans United Blood Pact. Good stuff. I'm liking it. It's not too bad. It kind of reminds me of a plot line from the Arrow TV show, so that's cool. Then we have Opus number 6. Really good stuff. I like this cover a lot. This one is written by Michael Morosi and has art by David Yapur. So it's different from the usual Death Dealer stuff, but it's really, really good. And I quite like Morosi's work. So yeah, then we have Unbreakable Sonia. This is the newest Sonia run. Hopefully it's better than Mirka Andolfo's, although I bought Mirka Andolfo's run and kept it and kept going with it even though I didn't love it because it was Mirka Andolfo. And I quite like her stuff a lot. So yeah, Eternal Descent. I don't like this one. This is by Moresi. I like the story. I don't really like the art style. I think actually I don't know if it's the art style. I think it's the coloring that I don't like. But it affects how the art looks and so I don't like it. So I'm probably gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna stop collecting it. I might have to buy the second issue. I'm not sure. I really hope I don't, but if I do, I will. It's fine. And I probably will give these to my buddy Darth Penn for Christmas. So spoilers, Darth Penn, if you're watching this, I do apologize, but that'll be part of your Christmas present at some point. So yeah, then we have Axe to Grind, Barbaric. This is the last issue in the series, and there's another series starting in January, and there's also a lot of good stuff coming next year from Barbaric. There's going to be the launch of a new series, which is volume 3. Then they're going to do paperback editions for the first 2 volumes. Then they're going to do a secret project or 2. And then they're going to start a spin-off story about Soren. And then there's another secret project. And then book 4 at the end of the year. So there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming out from for Barbaric next year. And I'm really excited about that. Then we have Vanish, number 2. This was kind of a transitionary chapter. The character is figuring out what to do with his life. And doesn't really do much for the character, but I'm looking forward to seeing what else happens. Then we have Moon Knight, number 16. I'm kind of getting tired of Moon Knight a little bit, so I don't know if I'll continue to pick it up or not. But there is something that was really exciting, which is the Moon Knight Annual, which was really, really good. This is a crossover with Werewolf by Night, and it's a really good story. I would like to see more of this become part of the main line story, but if it doesn't, oh well, it's fine. The art style and everything matches. It's really, really good. It fits seamlessly into the storyline, and I really, really liked it a lot. It was really, really good, and this is my second introduction to Werewolf by Night after the Werewolf by Night special, and I'm really happy that it was this. So, yeah, that's it for now. I'll come back and finish the video later with all the manga stuff. So, yeah, see you guys in a bit. All right, so we're back here, and before we get back to the anime, manga, light novel part of the video. I don't know why I said anime, but before we get to the manga side of things, I do want to mention one more comic book, which is Weird World, Warriors of the Shadow Realm, which is a single collected edition of a bunch of different little short stories, all in the Weird World thing. It says, collecting material from Marvel Super Action 1976, number 1, Marvel Premieres 38, Marvel Fanfare 24 through 26, Marvel Super Special 11 through 13, and Epic Illustrated 9 and 11 through 13. It's written by Doug Monch, illustrated by Mike Plug, Pat Broderick, and John Buscema, which is probably the most interesting artist on this list. So, yeah, I didn't buy this. This was actually gifted to me by J-Rock over at Manga Swag, and he also has a comic book channel called Comic Swag, so go check him out. He's also on TikTok as Cali Proof, if I remember correctly, so check him out and subscribe to his channel. So, yeah, thank you very much, Jay. I appreciate the gift. And, so let's move on to the manga, light novel, comic book, whatever section, right? The manga section. So, let's do it chronologically-esque. So, the first thing I bought this month, in terms of manga, I didn't buy any digital manga. I had the opportunity to do so because there's a Blue Lock sale when the anime started airing, but I decided not to get it because I want to buy it physically. And in fact, I actually started seeing physical volumes of Blue Lock at my local Walmart this morning when I was grocery shopping. So I didn't pick it up because it was volume 3 and I already read it, but hopefully volume 4 and onward do end up showing up at my local Walmart so that I have an easier time collecting them and I can save a few bucks here and there. So the first thing I bought was The Beginning After the End, volume 1. I got this at Target and I saw it today as well, so pretty good. It was like $14 or something like that. And this is a comic, webtoon, I think. And it's from Tapas. And I think the price for this is pretty ridiculous for what it is. It's $20. It's the same price as the Solo Leveling volume, but it's half the thickness. I don't know about the page count. They might be similar page counts, but I very much doubt it. Everything is in color though, so that's good. But it just seems like an outrageous price point for something so skinny, especially when the Solo Leveling books are so thick and they're the same price. Now, I understand that that's due to licensing differences and stuff like that, but I do think that $20 for a webtoon comic that you can read for free is a pretty steep price. So, I don't know. But it is what it is. I'm still excited about it. I picked it up because it was so reduced. It was like a 25-30% discount at Target. So, picked it up. Hopefully I enjoy it. And if I don't, it's fine. I'll just resell it later. So, yeah, there you go. That's Beginning After the End, Volume 1. And then, also at Target on a different day, there was a buy one, get one 50% off sale. And there wasn't anything good that I wanted at the time, anything interesting. So, while I was browsing other sections of the book section at Target to buy something else, I ran across these two manga, and I actually ended up collecting the whole series through a different buy one, get one 50% off sale that happened later. But we have Cheese Sweet Home. I don't know too much about this manga, but everything I've heard about it seems to point to the direction that it's really, really good. Here's number 2, and I'll show you number 3 and number 4 later because those are the last things I bought this month. And I actually really like this a lot. Apparently, this manga was a super hit, and once it finished collecting, Vertical Comics decided to make this version, which is called the Complete Sets or the Complete Cheese Sweet Home. And there's 4 volumes of it. Each of them collect 3 different volumes of the original. And they're really cute, and they're also all in color, which is really interesting. I quite like that. But the binding is a bit tight. It's difficult to open it, but it's not very difficult to read, even though it's not completely open. This is, I think, a Kodomo, a children's manga, and that's kind of exciting because there's a real deficit of them in my collection. And this seems to be really good. And also the fact is that if I don't like it, I can give it to my sister, who has a cat. So she'll probably find this enjoyable in some way if I don't like it. I do think I will like it. And also it's testing season here soon. So I definitely need as much wholesome shit as I can to help me relax and not have so much stress going on, right? So Cheese Sweet Home number 1 and number 2. Then on a completely different kind of vibe, I ended up buying a few different manga from Spain because when I did my haul video, I managed to get a lot of money on my PayPal. And honestly, the easiest way for me to spend that money is to buy manga from Spain or to buy figures, right? So I did spend some of it on my kid figure that I showed you guys earlier in the video, but most of it is actually spent on these 3 volumes of manga. So if you guys know, I really like Boichi, and there's a lot of series by Boichi that are available in Spain. Most specifically, the most important one is Sunken Rock, so here we go. I have Sunken Rock 3. This actually collects volumes for 5 and 6, and here's the back of it. Of course, Boichi's very raunchy man, and of course, it also has a reversible cover on the inside to collect the cover for the volume that isn't shown. This has a nice laminated color pages, or photocopy color pages, and there was something else that I wanted to talk about this one. I can't remember what it is though. Oh, the inside is blue to match the lettering on the outside. There you go. Nice light blue color, which is really, really good. So yeah, that's number 3. Then there's number 4. There you go. This one is green. There you go. Here is the reversible cover. Oh, really great image. I like it a lot. And there's a lime green interior, which is fun. Again, this one has a laminated, photocopy color pages. They're nice and shiny, which is real good. However, this last one that I got doesn't have them all over the place, which is kind of disappointing. So I'll mention that now. So here's number 5. Nice blue color again. Spine, back. Interior, which is nice pink. I really like that color actually. And the spine is blue. It's a slightly different blue color from number 3. And this is photocopy paper. This one is definitely shiny, but the pages inside, oh, that's too raunchy. I can't show you that one. Let me see. But the pages inside are not, the fancy color page, even though they are in color. I don't like that. I think it's annoying to have that inconsistency within the volume. Don't know why it happened. I put out a tweet and no one answered, so I don't know why. But it is what it is. Then we have Chain Soldier number 2. Really good stuff. I'm excited to read it. Crazy Food Truck number 2. Really excited about this. I like this. And I like that she's holding this tomahawk steak as a tomahawk, which is fun. And we have Record of Ragnarok number 4. Really excited about this one as well. There you go. Then Witch Hand Atelier number 4. So excited, and I love this cover. It's so cute and so good and really well drawn. No color pages in this one, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It's fine. And then finally, Cheese Sweet Home number 3, still with the sticker. And Cheese Sweet Home number 4, which is the last volume. So yeah, I have a lot of cat manga this month. I actually had originally planned on buying Komi number 21 and Kaiju number 8, number 2, 3, and 4, because number 3 and 4 were supposed to be at my local Walmart alongside Komi 21, but when I went this morning, they didn't have it there. And I'm guessing it was just a stocking issue. So I'm going to wait until they have them available. Then I'll buy the 3 that I mentioned, and then I'll go to my local Barnes & Noble and pick up Kaiju number 8, number 2, so that I can have all of Kaiju number 8 up to date and be up to date with Komi as well. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I also bought a bunch of manga from Mexico, but I'll talk about them when I get them physically. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys later.